What is up, guys, and welcome to today's video. For this one, we will be looking at the Bundesliga clash taking place on the 4th of November this weekend between Borussia Dortmund and FC Bayern Munich. The last time these two sides met was on the 1st of April last season in the Bundesliga. It was kind of one of those matches where the Bundesliga title was at stake. It was very fine margins leading up to this point, but the match was anything but close. In the 13th minute, Bayern opened the scoring after the Borussia Dortmund goalkeeper really did fumble the ball. The ball is pumped up from the Bayern defense and he just misjudges it completely and it rolls into the empty net. 5 minutes later, in the 18th minute, Thomas Müller doubles the lead for the home side. It is from a corner and they manage to get it past the goalkeeper again. Already it's not looking too great for the Dortmund goalkeeper. But in the 23rd minute it just got so much worse after Thomas Müller got his brace. Again, a shot is taken at the goalkeeper, he parries it, and Müller is just there to put away the rebound. Halftime comes along and it is currently 3-0 to Bayern Munich. Dortmund fans hoping their team can rally, and all of their dreams are basically dashed when in the 50th minute Kingsley Coman, following some brilliant build-up play on the right wing courtesy of Leroy Sané, Coman managing to poke the ball past the keeper. And from there it actually looked like it was going to get worse because Bayern just kept pushing and pushing. And eventually, in the 72nd minute, Dortmund managed to get some sort of semblance of a fight back after Emre Can was awarded a penalty following a foul on, I think it's Jude Bellingham. He steps up, the Bayern keeper guesses the right way, but there's just too much power and too much accuracy on it. 4-1 to Dortmund. And again, after this, Bayern managed to put the ball again in the back of the net, but there's an offside in this one too. And then in the 90th minute, Malen getting another goal for Dortmund. He starts and finishes a quick move, a lot of passing in it, in the Bayern box. And the match ends just like that, 4-2 to Bayern Munich. But a lot of Bayern fans would be thinking it could have been a lot better for them, while a lot of Dortmund fans were thinking it could have been a lot worse for them. We start off our team analysis with Borussia Dortmund. It is 4 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. Their last match being a 1-0 victory at home against Hoffenheim in the DFB Pokal Cup. Players I want to highlight for Dortmund: Julian Brandt. He's been fantastic for them so far this season. 4 goals and 4 assists across all competitions. Next up, I think a player we have to focus on, especially in this match, is Mats Hummels, the defensive rock. He's also managed to get 2 goals this season. I think both goals were scored in the same match. But Hummels is going to have his work cut out for him against a Bayern team that is probably going to be pressuring this Dortmund defense from all angles. And finally, I want to talk about the Dortmund captain, Emre Can. It is a goal and 2 assists so far for him this season. But I'm highlighting Emre Can simply because he's done such a fantastic job of stepping up into a more leadership role at Dortmund this season, which is something that I think Dortmund have been sorely lacking over the last few seasons. Next up, we move to Bayern Munich. It is 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. The loss being in their last match. Massive surprise. A 2-1 loss away at Saarbrücken. I think it's a 3rd tier team in the Bundesliga or in the German Footballing Federation. Yeah, somehow Bayern managed to throw it away after opening the scoring with Thomas Müller. And I think he's actually going to be the first player that I want to talk about, is Thomas Müller. It is 2 goals and 5 assists so far for Müller. Müller just seems to have been around at Bayern forever so far. I remember when I started watching football seriously in 2010, he was the young up-and-coming footballer at Bayern. And right now he's kind of the elder playmaker, you know, but he's still fantastic at what he does. Next up, I want to talk Jamal Musiala. Musiala has been accredited with the player who awarded the Bundesliga title to Bayern Munich last season. It's 4 goals and 3 assists for him so far. He's the young up-and-coming talent, the player that everybody's talking about, the player that I think Bayern are going to prioritize keeping as long as possible, because I would say he's the heir apparent to whatever position Müller leaves vacant when he eventually retires. And finally, I want to talk about the new boy at Bayern Munich, Harry Kane. 14 goals and 7 assists so far for him this season. He's made an immediate impact in the Bundesliga and in German football as a whole. Goal scoring comes so naturally to Harry Kane. It was obvious last season that even though Bayern won the Bundesliga, they were really lacking an out-and-out number 9. They didn't have Lewandowski, or they didn't have Mario Gomez, players that they had in the past who were just so fantastic at putting the ball past goalkeepers, Mandzukic as well. Harry Kane has come in and finally filled up that spot. Okay, on to our head-to-head and the S3M2 Verdict. Okay, so head-to-head, last 5 matches between these two sides, a draw between them and 4 wins for Bayern Munich. So already the Bavarians come in looking as heavy favorites. I think 2 things that I want to focus on mainly here is the fact that Dortmund's squad has been weakened from last season. They've lost Jude Bellingham, who I think if he had played in that final match of last season would probably have made all the difference. And then another thing is Rafael Guerreiro, who was getting assists out of everywhere for Dortmund last season, allowed his contract to expire so that he could jump ship and join Bayern, which is something that a lot of Dortmund players have done in the past. You know, you think Mats Hummels, who also jumped ship, went to Bayern and then had to swallow some humble pie and go back to Dortmund. So I think knowing that Bayern have also gone out and strengthened their squad, not just with Guerreiro, but with Harry Kane as well, and then Kim as well from Napoli. Bayern have just gotten stronger and stronger. And they've addressed any issues that they may have had. Fair enough, this loss in the DFB Pokal was a bit of a bump in the road, and it's not like Bayern went out with a B squad or a second string squad. They went out with a fairly strong squad. But obviously matches like this are going to happen, and knowing that they let the lead slip, I think actually Bayern would have been focusing more on this match. And I think it's for all of these reasons, coupled with a few more, that I think Bayern are just a stronger team here. Another thing that we got to focus on is the fact that Dortmund have that very tough Champions League group to deal with next week, whereas Bayern have already solidified themselves in their group as the group leaders. It's rough for Dortmund. I don't see Dortmund winning this one, not gonna lie. I think when you look at the fact that Dortmund have been weakened, Dortmund have had match after match, and then it's going to be so high intensity for them against Newcastle in the Champions League, whereas Bayern can sort of rotate their squad, I think, a bit better and more efficiently if they want to. I think the priorities have just been laid out perfectly at Bayern, that this season it's about the Champions League and it's about the Bundesliga. And even with that, if you look at the Bundesliga table, Dortmund sitting 4th with 21 points, Bayern 2nd with 23 points. They're still very close. But I just think that Bayern have just way too much in terms of firepower all over. They can get goals from anywhere, they can get assists from anywhere, whereas I feel Dortmund is a bit more direct and a bit more centralized in how they do things, that are a bit more predictable, whereas Bayern, like I said, too many players who can do too many things in a split second. So I'm thinking Bayern win this one by pretty much probably 2 goals again. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.